As I've just got back to my Airbnb, I've seen there's been some comments going around underneath the Argentinian press conference about my question to Felipe Contepomi. I just thought, let me give some context because there seems to be a bit of misunderstanding. First thing I want to say is my job as a journalist is to ask questions. And when I hear about things, the only forum we have after a game, it's not like we see the teams anywhere else. The only forum we have is to ask those questions in the press conference. So tonight I heard that there was an incident in the ref's change room that Felipe Contepomi approached the referee and was very upset. There's people next door who heard shouting. Heard him, the words that was used, he gave him a real spray, was what how it was communicated to me. So the only thing I can do, because that's very unusual that coaches go to the referee's changing room uh, in any case. There is a forum. We all know what happened with Rossi. There was Felipe ha didn't have to. He could go through the channels and give his stuff in the formal review. But the fact that he approached the ref's change room. Now, where I must admit that I had some information wrong was that it was told to me that it was at halftime. I've subsequently learned that it was after the game, and I think if you watch the clip again, I'm going to put the clip at the end of this video as well. You'll see at the end, you'll hear Hendrik Cronje's voice. Now, Hendrik Cronje is a fellow writer. He writes for Report, one of the most respected rugby writers in the country. And so when Felipe gets upset with me and he walks out the press conference, Hendrik says to him, I heard it as well. And he said, well, not during the game. And Hendrik said afterwards, and he said, yes, afterwards. So listen out for that. And that tells you that he did approach the referee after the game. Now, you might think that's highly unusual. Not unusual. It is highly unusual, especially since what happened with Rossi. There's protocols and there are systems that they can put their formal reviews and questions through to referees. As far as I know, I've heard behind the scenes that Sanzor will be looking into it. They may or may not decide to move ahead. That's up to them, of course. If they feel it was serious, and they'll get obviously some feedback from the referee. If they feel it's not as big a deal as it was, then it won't be there. But my job as a journalist is to ask questions. So I see underneath some of the comments when I got back home now, see that say that it's not good journalism, it's very poor, it was under the belt, it was not necessary. We're not always here just to ask the nice questions about how was the game. We have to ask more deeper probing questions. And then when we don't ask deeper probing questions, there's a lot of comments underneath that say, geez, these questions, can't journalists ask better questions? So, yeah, all I'm saying, giving some context to this. I don't want to get into it too much. I just thought I should give some context in how the story came about so that people knows it wasn't a hit job. It wasn't going after somebody. It was we had heard an incident. That's our only forum to chat to the referees. And that's where I asked the question. He could have answered it any way he wanted to, and he did admit as he went out that he did approach the referee. Um, what happens next is up to Sanzo. If they feel it's serious enough, they'll take it up. I don't hold any grudges at Felipe. I think he's a great coach, and I probably will bump into him at some point again. And yeah, I'm happy to have a coffee with him. It was not uh, directed at him in how can I put it this way? It was asking a question about something I heard, and that's where it ends for me. I would ask the precise same question of any other coach if I heard exactly the same thing. In fact, we did. A couple of years ago, Michael Checker, my colleague Simon Kiwe took him on about, he said when Dylan Lades' hair wasn't pulled, when we all clearly could see it was. There's been incidents like that. They're not nice to do, but they're part of the job. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave the clip here. You can watch it. You can decide for yourself. Yeah, it's I was doing my job. That's the way I see it. And yeah, we move on, carry on. It was a great game. Argentina have been fantastic this rugby championship. Uh, I've got no grudges against Argentina. I think they're a fabulous side. Springboks were excellent today. Nelspruit was an amazing experience. The crowd was great, and you can hear more what I say about the game when my chat with Gavin Rich, which will be up shortly. I'm about to put it up now, and yeah, there's several others. That both press conferences are there from the game, and there's quite a bit else from the game as well that you can also watch. But that's it in a nutshell. Thanks for watching, and I hope it gives you a bit more context. Of course, if you don't agree, that's your choice. Okay. Anyway, thanks. Cheers. Philippe, we received a report that you approached the ref's change room at halftime. You were quite upset. Could you maybe?
Sorry?
We heard that you approached the ref's change room at halftime, and you were quite upset.
Well, you heard wrong, because I don't know where is the changing room. I didn't go to the halftime changing room, so I don't know where you take it from, but it's a bad thing to say, because I never go to a changing room of a ref at halftime. So I'm disappointed that you asked that question, and I would like to know where you take it from.
Coach,
I'm asking where you take it from.
I've got a message from somebody here in the stadium.
I only talked to the referee after the game, and it was obviously in a way, I know Ben O'Keefe very well, and we chat, and I said I sent him the review, and he said yes, and we are okay in terms of interchanging. It's just things, but it's nothing that I'm surprised that you got the bad information. You need to be careful, because you're a reporter, you need to check your information, because that's a lie. Sorry, for me it's a last question. We'll finish. Thank you.
Thank you. It's part of what you said.
I understand.
Huh?
I understand.
Well, maybe you're hearing wrong, because I didn't go in the
Afterwards.
Afterwards.
All I wanted to ask is, did you disagree with some of the calls? So why did you have that serious chat with the referees afterwards?